joining us at Growga for kids class ages 5 through 10. My name is Kajal, and this is my daughter, Mira. Can you say hi, Mira?
Hi.
Say hi. Today's yoga session, we are going to be talking about mindfulness. So this class is usually for kids 5 through 10. However, if you're younger or older, you are more than welcome to join us today. Starting our yoga session off today, we're going to talk about mindful listening. So mindfulness, Mira, do you know what mindfulness means? No, it's paying attention. So whatever you're doing, whatever it might be, if you're doing a task or if you're listening or if you're looking at something, you're paying attention to what you're doing. So we're going to practice listening, mindful listening today. So take a few seconds with the person you're with for this yoga session, and if you're alone, that's okay. I'm going to be sharing a story of my own, but think of something maybe you enjoy or that you like. It can be a particular word, such as car or baby, or a particular color you like, and just share a quick story with the person next to you. And again, if you're alone, you can always listen to me and see how you are listening, if you're using mindfulness or not. So, Mira, can I share my story with you? So, Mommy loves what color?
Purple.
Purple, that's right. And when Mommy was little, Mommy always loved anything that was purple. If it was a crayon box that someone gave me, I always picked the color purple. When I went to my first dance at school, I got a nice bright purple dress with big purple bows on it.
Pause your video and try this activity. Kajal's directions are reposted here for you to follow.
So mindful listening is paying attention to someone and not doing anything else. You're really listening with your ears. You're really focused on them. So how can you show someone that you're mindfully listening? What are some things you can do to show that? Do you know? No? So you're doing it right now, Mira. So one way to let someone know that you're really paying attention on purpose and that you're interested in what they're saying is you look at them. Having nice eye contact, right? Your face towards them. Sometimes if you understand what they're saying, you might nod and say, yeah, I'm listening. You don't interrupt them while they're talking. And so that's some ways that we can practice mindful listening. What does mindfulness not look like when we're listening to someone? That's right. Good job, Mira. When you have your back away from them, maybe if you're looking somewhere else, or maybe you're too busy doing something else.
And
Playing around. Good job, Mira. Yes. So all those other things that might take our attention away from the person would kind of not help us listen to the other person. Got it? A little bit? Yes? Okay. Good job. We are going to start our yoga session now with some breathing. Right? So breathing is a big part of yoga. So today we're going to do the hummingbird breath. Mira, do you know what the hummingbird breath is? No? Okay, well we have a great time to practice it right now. So hummingbird breath, what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath in through our nose, and when we let the breath out, we're going to close our lips. And we're going to make the noise, kind of like a hummingbird goes yeah?
Yeah.
Would you like to try it with me?
I think I have that at Nasiba, but I don't think
So let's try it. Can you sit up nice, straight, and tall? Can you roll your shoulders back? Okay, let's take a deep breath in. through our nose. And then exhale, lips shut, and hum. Let's try again. Deep breath in. Hum. Now I'm going to try one more different way of doing it, and let's see how it feels doing it a different way. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to take your hands and put it over your ears. Take a deep breath in and hum. Did it feel different? A little bit, right? Maybe a little bit louder. Maybe you could feel maybe some vibrations inside as we were doing it. Yeah? All right. So let's get started. Let's keep moving on with our yoga. So we did some breath work, and now we're going to start off doing some sun salutations for our poses. So Mira, you know Mommy likes to sing a little song when we do this, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we can start in the middle of our mat if you'd like. Standing nice, straight, and tall. Our feet flat onto our mat. Maybe roll the shoulders back, right? We really press into our mat, and the top of our head tries to reach the ceiling, okay? And then we're going to sing our song. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You reach your hands up high, you reach your hands down low. You lift halfway up, and you wave hello. You put your belly to the ground, and then you look up really high. Downward dog, mountain, sky. Let's do it again. You reach your hands up high, you reach your hands down low. You lift halfway up, and you wave hello. You put your belly to the ground, and then you look up really high. Downward dog, mountain, sky. One more time. You reach your hands up high, you reach your hands down low. You lift halfway up, and you wave hello. You put your belly to the ground, and then you look up really high. Downward dog, mountain, sky. Great job, Mia. High five. Oh, that's so high. All right, so we are going to play a little game with our yoga poses today and see if we can mindfully listen to me. You want to try it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you know the game Simon Says?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to change it up a little bit.
You
So
do the
yogi's
yoga
at
pose.
home. Yes. So I'm going to say a special phrase called Yogi Says. So instead of Simon Says, I'm going to say Yogi Says. And whenever I say Yogi Says, and I say the pose, that's when we do the pose. If I don't say Yogi Says, then you stay in the pose that you're in until I say Yogi Says.
And if you move around, you're out of the game.
Out of the game? Well, why don't we stay into the yoga game, okay? So we can do all the wonderful poses, yeah? Okay. All right, are you ready? Okay. So, let's stand up. Yogi Says, downward dog. How do we get into downward dog? Right, our bottoms reach up towards the ceiling. Then our heads tuck in between our arms. And we're in downward dog. Wonderful. Yogi Says, lift one foot up towards the ceiling and make our dog a three-legged dog. And we can wag our tail too. Yogi Says, wag your tail. Good job, Mira. And now we put that foot down. Yogi Says, lift the other foot up towards the ceiling. Another three-legged dog. And then we put that foot down. Yogi Says, table. How do we move into table? We gently drop our knees to the mat. Do we look like a table? Yes, okay. Let's keep moving. Yogi Says, lift your chin up as you take a deep breath in. Lift your hips up. And then when you exhale, Yogi says round the back up towards the ceiling. Tuck the chin into your cat pose. Wonderful. Let's do it one more time. Take a deep breath in. Yogi says lift your chin up to the ceiling. And then Yogi says tuck that chin down, roll the back up towards the ceiling into our cat pose. Great job, Mira. All right, guys, you ready for some more?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can continue mindfully listening. All right, warrior one. Oh, I can't trick her. I just can't trick her. All right, ready? How do we do? Yogi says, warrior one, step 1 foot back onto your mat. Make sure that front knee is slightly bent, but make sure your knee is not over past your toes because that can do ouchie to our knees and we don't want to do that. So making sure the knee is over our ankle into warrior one and lift your hands up towards the ceiling. Great job. Good job, guys. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Yogi says, warrior 3, so just tilt forward, lift that back foot up off the mat into our warrior 3. Wonderful. And then Yogi says, bring those hands to the back into our plank pose. Good job, Mira. And then Yogi says, warrior 2, let's take that foot back, open up to the side. Okay, and the back toes are facing the side as well, and that front leg is still bent at that 90-degree angle. This is warrior 2. Good job. Triangle pose. Ah, I didn't trick you. Did I trick anyone at home? No, I didn't. All right. So, Yogi says, triangle pose. That front leg turns straight. You reach out ahead of you, and then you move that front hand to the bottom to the mat, and that back hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Wonderful. And now we're going to go into pyramid pose. Yogi says pyramid pose, so take that hand, reach it up towards the ceiling, move it to your mat, and fold over your front leg. You got it, Mira. Wonderful. And then step that back foot towards the front foot into a forward fold. So we did one side. Let's do the other side real quick, okay? All right. Yogi says, warrior 1, step the other foot back, whichever one was in the back. Step it back. Mira, did you do that leg already?
Yeah.
Wonderful. And then reach your hands up towards the ceiling. Yogi says, warrior 3. Oh, whoops, sorry. Hands still up in front. Now Yogi says airplane pose. The hands reach towards the back. Yogi says warrior 2. Gently bring that top of that back leg to your mat. And then your hands go up to the side. Now, did you do this side already, honey? You want to switch over to the other side? There you go. Warrior 2, making sure that front leg is still bent. All right, good job. Now what do? Triangle pose. Oh, I didn't trick her. Side, Yogi says, triangle pose. Straighten that front leg. Reach towards the front. And then that front hand goes towards the mat. And the back hand reaches up towards the ceiling. All right, ready? Yogi says, pyramid pose. Bring that hand towards the mat and bend over the front leg. Great job. Wonderful. Yay! High five, high five. All right, let's keep going, guys. All right, so we did some poses on our feet. Now let's move on to our mats. And we are going to stretch a little bit more, okay? Our mats. Ready for some more, Yogi says?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. So bringing our bottoms onto the mat. Ready? Yogi says, shark pose. Swinging those feet around to the back. Your belly's onto your mat. Your hands reach towards your feet and lift everything up off the ground. Ready? Lift the arms off the ground, the feet off the ground, the chest off the ground into our shark pose. Yogi says shark pose. Great. And then now bringing everything back onto the mat.
Like this with the fin.
You want to make your fin like that? Oh my goodness, like this?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that does look like a shark, doesn't it, when our hands go all the way up there? Good job, Mira. Okay. Okay, moving into our frog pose. Yogi says, frog pose. So bringing our bottoms towards the mat. Toes are slightly faced out. Bending the knees. Bringing our elbows towards our knees. And you can press a little bit into your legs as your legs press into your arms. And the palms face each other. To our frog pose. It's a nice hip opener. Okay. Moving along from frog pose into our figure four pose. So bringing our bottoms back onto the mat, our backs go towards the mat, bringing everything down.
Oh, I think
You're going to do bridge pose? We could do bridge pose. We'll do some bridge pose right now. Okay, take a deep breath in. Yogi says lift the hips up towards the ceiling into our bridge pose. Mommy was going to do that one anyways today. Do a nice bridge pose. Good job, Mira. Thanks for the idea. And then slowly bring the hips back onto the ground. And then let's move on to our figure four. So one knee is bent. The other foot lifts up off the ground. And bringing that ankle over the other knee, and you kind of make a figure four with your legs. Once you have your figure four going, lift the other foot off the mat. Take your hands. One hand goes between your legs. The other hand goes around the outer part of the leg that just has been lifted into our figure four. Then gently letting everything go. Foot gently releases back onto the mat. We undo our figure four and let's do the other side. So whichever foot was not over, yep, we do that foot. So bring that foot over, cross it over the other leg above the knee. Lift the other foot off the ground. Take one hand between your legs, the other hand to the outer part of the other leg. And bring that knee into your body. It's a nice stretch. You'll feel a stretch right over here into your back of your leg. And then let go. Wonderful. Great job with our figure four. Okay, now let's do flower. Yogi says flower pose. Mira, do you think you know how to do flower pose? There, okay. So bottoms onto the mat, feet lift off the ground, knees are out. Taking the hands, bringing them under your calves into our flower pose.
Mommy?
Yes?
Does Ivana tell me something even cooler to balance your feet up?
How do you do it? How can you balance better, huh?
You have to look at something still on the ceiling.
Wow, excellent. So maybe looking up towards the ceiling can help us balance. Great job, Mira. Wonderful. All right. Yogi says, happy baby. Bringing our backs back onto our mat, lifting our feet up, taking our hands, grabbing the feet into happy baby. Let's play around a little bit, swinging from one side to the other into our happy baby. And finally, from happy baby, we bring our feet to our mats, straighten our legs, hands to the side. Yogi says, rest pose. Just lying here, taking a deep breath in through our nose, exhaling it out. Great job, everyone. We can roll over to one side and then lift ourselves off our mats. And we're going to do one more activity. And then we'll be done with our yoga session. So for folks at home, what we're going to do is focus a little bit more on mindful listening. We're going to play Guess That Sound. So we'll take a pause from Mira and me, and we're going to ask you to pay really close attention to the sounds that you're hearing and guess what they are. And then at the end, after you listen to all the sounds, we will give you the answers to what each sound was.
Try this activity. Kajal's directions are reposted here for you to follow. Here are the answers. Sound number 1 was an alarm clock ticking. Sound number 2 was a car starting. And sound number 3 was someone slamming a door. Thanks for playing.
And then coming back to Mira and me, something to take home from our yoga session today is mindful listening. Something you could try to practice at home with your friends or your family, whoever is with you in the home, is to figure out how you can pay a little bit closer attention to them when they're sharing a story with you or they're trying to talk to you about something. And remember, mindful listening is paying attention, looking at them, and trying to understand what they're saying. Mindful listening is not having your back away towards them, or maybe watching TV, or maybe looking at your phone or your iPad. All those things would not be considered mindful listening. Thanks for joining our yoga class today through Growga. We're going to take our hands and put them palm to palm. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale it out. And I say goodbye to everyone at home. Thank you again for joining us. Namaste.